Hello guys, happy new year. If you would like to see how I got this bold green eyeshadow look with nude lips, please keep watching. Okay, so I'm going to start with foundation. My face is clean, moisturized, primed, all of that good stuff. I'm using my Maybelline Born This Way. Oh, my Maybelline Fits Me and my TooFaced Born This Way foundation. I'm just going to mix those two and apply them on my skin. I like mixing these two foundations for a couple reasons. First of all, to get the perfect finish. So the Born This Way, it's a little dewy, and the Fit Me Matte and Poreless is on the matte side. So I mix them together to get this perfect in-between satin finish. Okay, so I'm going in with this black opal foundation stick in the shade Ebony, if you can see that. We're moving on to cream contour. Okay, you can start from your ears. You know, when you're contouring your cheekbones. And then when you're contouring your jawline, start from behind your ears. And just go like this. And the other side. And then your forehead. My forehead is pretty small, so I do not contour my forehead that much. I just do a little bit. On your cheekbones, blend it upwards. For your jawline, blend it downwards. And for your forehead, blend it into your hairline so that it doesn't look like a mask. Next, I'm going in with this Nuban beauty blush called Ruby. Yes, Ruby. Okay, so you can start like at the very top of your cheekbones. You start at this point right here, and then you blend it out. You blend it through. You take it up, you know, to your lateral cheekbone area, to the temple. You take it down a little bit, diffuse it down to the hollows of your cheeks, close to, not like right to the hollows of your cheeks, but close to that point where you added your contour. You can also take it up, you know, to your under eye, you know, so that it can be diffused in there also, and like when you add your concealer later on, everything just blends through and melts together. If you blend it this way, it's going to diffuse nicely. And you won't have a problem, you know, setting it with your powder blush. It's not going to give you clown face. I mean, you could go for blush blindness if you want. Now we're moving on to concealer, and I'm using my Born This Way concealer in Chai. This is it. I'm going to use it everywhere you conceal. So under my eyes, my nose bridge, my philtrum area, my chin, my forehead, all of that. Perfect. So now it's time to blend. I'm going in with a damp sponge. Take your time and make sure to start blending from the edges first to keep the concentration of coverage like exactly where you want it, and to make sure the edges are blended in with the other products on your face. Okay, since all that is blended in, I just thought I would go back in with no extra product, just the brush, and try to restore some of that blush that I blended out. Okay, now that that's done, I'm just going to again go over my under eye before I set it with powder. To set my under eyes, I'm using this Mercier powder in translucent honey. I have the full size though, but I found this lying around and I was like, oh yeah, I'd like to use that today. So just set your under eye lightly. And set everywhere else you added concealer on your face. Next, I'm setting my entire face with this Mercier translucent powder in medium deep. I like using translucent powder to set my entire face because it mattifies, you know, all the products, all the liquids that I've put down without giving me like extra coverage, so that I can build my base without getting cakey. Okay, so next we're setting cream bronzer. You can use any bronzer you have, of course. I'm just using the Black Radiance finishing powder in Milk Chocolate. Alright, so you just set everywhere you added cream bronzer to. So your cheekbones, your jawline, your forehead, just do that. And you could tap your product in first before you blend, just to build that coverage first, and then you blend it out to diffuse it. Now it's time for blush. I'm going in with this colored raine and power blush. This blush, it's called Prove My Loyalty. Yeah, and dust it on the high points of your cheeks. Okay, now that all that has been taken care of, I'm going to move on to my eyes, but first I'm going to bake. Okay, so I'm just going to start with my brows. I'm going to add brow gel, brush that through my brows like this first, and then when I get that through my brows, I brush my brows back to help like set the brows and lay the hairs flat. This is it, like this. So you can do this to your brows. You don't need to use a lot of brow gel. It will just clump. It will just clump through your brows. Here, just make sure you're pressing them down. Okay, next I'm going to fill in my brows with this brow pencil. It's eye and lip pencil. I'm just going to outline the shape. And then fill it in. I'm just going back and forth with my spoolie. Okay, now that you're done with your brows, you can go ahead and conceal them. I'm using the same concealer I used under my eyes. I'm starting from the arch and I'm using small, tiny tapping motions because I do not want to mess this up. Alright, now I'm just going to blend that out with this tiny beauty sponge. You can use anything, a regular beauty sponge or a brush. I'm going to blend this down and I'm going to make sure I don't take it below my crease because I primed my eyelids with eyeshadow primer. Okay, so I'm going to do this to my other eye. Alright, it's time for eyeshadow, but before I start, I'm going back in with my baking powder. I'm just going to reinforce the outer third of my eye. Just put some powder there to make sure my eye stays sharp. Just following the natural line of my eye. Okay, for the most part, I'm going to be using this Artemis eyeshadow from Alter Ego to get the green look. I'm starting with this shade called Lure. Yes, this one. Okay, I'm just going to do that all over my crease. And first I pat it in. So I pat it in first to build it up, to build up the color and the coverage, to also make sure that I don't disturb the concealer above my crease that I used to set my eyebrow, right? Or that I used to clean up my eyebrow. So yeah, it helps with that before I start to blend it out in windshield wiper motion. Alright, next I'm just going to deepen the crease with this colored rain bronzer. This bronzer, it's a little bit darker than my crease shade, so I'll just do that just a little bit to give me more dimension. Alright, so I'm going to start getting into the green. I'm going to mix these two shades, Stealth and Ambush. Ambush is the bluish green, Stealth is a green. I'm just going to, use that to deepen my eyes before adding the shimmer shade. Alright, so next I'm going in with this shimmer from the same palette called Pursuit. Here it is. This one that my brush is in, yep. I'm going to put that all over my lid. I'm not going to build it up too much because I'm still going to top it off with the glitter, but here we go. Okay, before moving on to the next step, I'm just going to go back in with my crease color. I'm just using the same brush. I did not add any extra product to it. I'm just going to blend out my crease again, just to diffuse it a little more, to make sure there are no harsh edges. Alright, I did my other eye off camera and look at the difference. It is so pretty. So the glitter I'm using is from this limited edition McGrath palette. It's called it's the Blitz astral quad called Nocturnal Nirvana. I'm using this green glitter shade right here all over my eyelid. Just look at this. It's so gorgeous. And with McGrath, you really do not need glitter glue or anything like that. You get the payoff immediately. Look at that. Alright, next I'm going with a gel liner and I'm just going to line my waterline. Just glide that on and then connect it to the eyelid, to the upper eyelid. Be gentle and you can do it little by little if you want to prevent watering. My eyes get a little bit sensitive, so I have to do it slowly and take my time. Alright, next I'm just going to line my upper lash line lightly. I'm lining it just so that I'm able to easily apply my lashes on. Okay, you know what? I think I'll do this off camera. Alright, so I just did a tiny little baby wing on my lash line, and I'm going to go in with some finishing powder, and I'm just going to set my face, melt everything in before I spray my face down and then move on to lips and lashes. By the way, I'm going to avoid my under eyes this whole time because I don't want to darken that up. But everything else, yeah, I'll just blend them all together. Okay, so I did my lashes off camera and I'm going to finish my eyeshadow. I'm going in with the two matte eyeshadows I used. Stealth and Ambush. Can you guys see what I'm doing? I don't know. Let me move closer. Just going to smoke that out some more. And then I'll do the same on this other eye. Next, I'm going to go in with this green shimmer that I used on the eyelid pursuit, this one right here. I'm going to do that to the lower lash line. Okay, before I go in with the glitter layer on my lower lash line, I'm going to use a little bit of glitter glue. So I'll just apply some glitter to the inner third of my lower lash line. Then I'll go back in with this McGrath glitter eyeshadow and carefully apply it so that it doesn't get in my eye or all over my face. Okay, it's time for my lip. I'm using this same eye and lip pencil that I use for my brows to line my lips. Next, I'm going in with this Lancome lipstick in Sugared Maple. Okay, I'm just going to add this to brighten. This Huda Beauty lipstick in Interview to brighten the center of my lip. I'm going to use this e.l.f. Mint Melt Plumping Gloss in Chocolate Mint. This is the finished look. I love it. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like it, please subscribe, like and comment. See you in my next video. Bye.